Ian, would you still buy Helium at these prices? And what's your price prediction this bull run? I've been waiting for a dip that never came. Would I still buy? Um, Currently, I'm not buying anymore because I have enough to run a node. That's something I plan to look more into. I mean, unless I was trying to run multiple nodes, where because you have to have 10,000 HNT per node. So no plans right now, but I have been buying on the way up, right? So I buy. First of all, I've been mining it with the device, which I think is always the best way to go. I saw recently that I think Rack Miner announced that they've shipped over 20,000 devices, which is incredible. I think the best way to do it is to mine it. Uh, Buying it, you might be kind of late. I'll probably wait for a possible correction, but honestly, I don't really see a correction coming or anything. I don't see any long-term correction coming, right? Because just think about this. If we go to uh, network.helium, because last time we covered this last week, they had, I believe, 24,000 hotspots. No, actually, I think it was, yeah, it was about 3 or 4 days ago. They had 24,000 hotspots, but I mean, this is literally going viral, right? Like, this is the definition of Metcalfe's law. They're now at 25,000 hotspots. Plus, Rack Miner just announced that they've shipped 20,000 hotspots, right? Because people are ordering these devices, and right now they're in the US and Europe, and they've just begun shipping the first devices in Asia, right? So, I mean, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to, oh, wow. So they already have devices in Asia, right? I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that there are a billion people in China, that Asia's pretty huge, right? So the definition of a network is that the more nodes or the more devices or connections you add, it grows exponentially, right? So it's not linear growth, it's exponential growth. So picture this as the internet. So if anything, this is going to get bigger and bigger exponentially. And the utilities, so I think this is, honestly, I don't see how this has a correction long term. I mean, even in a bear market, I really think this is going to do well. I think it's going to be kind of like Chainlink back in the last bear market. So would I buy now? Probably not. But if I didn't have any helium, not financial advice, but I would likely buy some, especially if the devices are taking a long time to arrive. But you have to have the perspective that this is super long term, right? So what is my prediction for this bull run? I've always stated that I believe Helium should be a top 20, top 30 market cap project. Because if we go now, it's basically 85. So it's been rising. So right now, it's passed over $1 billion in market cap, 1.2 billion. So at basically $16, if we go to top 20, let's say top 30, right? So it has to go to 4.2 billion. So let's say basically a 4x. So we're looking at, I would say my target would be around $40, basically $40-$50 for helium. So the question would be, if you're comfortable with a 4x return, I mean, I'll treat it as pretty much a large cap investment, right? So if you have a portfolio, and let's say you have Bitcoin or Ethereum, then you have some large caps. If you view it in that perspective, I think it makes more sense to have helium than maybe a large cap like Uniswap, Chainlink. Polkadot is still very good, right? But I'll put it in that category. Anybody with any comments, Bill, or to add on to that?
Sure. So bull markets play tricks with your mind, right? If you say to yourself, oh, I missed it, I can't possibly buy it because as soon as I buy it, it'll go down, or I just can't buy it, I'm too scared, it's probably going higher. Matter of fact, it's probably going a lot higher, right? When you're wearing a lampshade on your head and it's easy to buy it, then you should sell. But right now in helium, I think you have to break it down into like who's doing the buying and the selling, right? Crypto hedge funds probably have to get involved just because it's becoming like the top 50 coin. right? Who's selling? You know, a guy mining it out of his apartment, sharing internet with scooters. I mean, is he going to push the market down? No. Then there are the guys that have to own nodes, right? I mean, everyone, like, remember what I was talking about earlier where, you know, people, the market catches up with the thesis that you had, you know, like this could be the internet in 5 years, particularly if there's continued economic disruption. So, I mean, do you have to run out and chase helium right this second? No. Is BTFD in effect? Probably. Probably, yeah. Right? Because, I mean, I see these candles on the chart. I mean, I see every time it tries to rush up to 19, which is where the resistance is, people freak out and sell. It's pulling up short of where you would think it would be. So I guess if I'm going to talk about the chart, I should pull up the chart. And I actually think I've been watching this, and I honestly, I think it's fascinating, right? Everybody wants to sell or is too afraid to buy. So here's helium, and there's the resistance up here at 19, the bright green line. Okay, and there's everyone selling in front of 19. So I'm obviously not the only drawing this. Now, what happens normally when a market pulls up short of a support or resistance point? It'll gather itself and then it'll blow through it, right? So when you see helium at 21, you know, that may be the point where people go, okay, yeah, this really is going to 50. And that actually might be the point to take profits. But right now, this looks like people are scared. And if people are scared to buy it, it goes higher. I realize that kind of makes me sound like a jerk, but bull markets and bear markets both have their degree of difficulty, right? You just have to keep your head clear whether it's going up or it's not, because I know that there are a lot of people listening to the show going, I just got here. How do I get involved? I missed this. You know, Scotty, beam me off the planet. I screwed up. No. There are always trades. You know, we do this show for 2 hours every Sunday until we're exhausted. There's plenty to talk about in crypto.
So actually, I want to pull up something real quick. Just give me 1 second. Because I mean, helium is basically becoming the trade of the cycle for us. Let me pull this up here. Because I mean, if you're a customer and you got our report from last year, so basically, if you're with us early on, let me bring up my screen here. I think this is why we love what we do, right? So this is an investment report we shared with Token Metrics customers early last year, basically about 12 months ago. And this is almost 40 pages investment report on helium that our team went through and covered on this. Let me go all the way to the end, right? Because you really just need literally just one big investment, right? So if we go here, this was our analysis, right? So to sum it up, we basically said buying this device for about $400, right? You're earning back then, depending on where you were, about 5 tokens a day. We covered this at 22 cents, right? And we said we were very, very bullish on this. And our projection was that this could be a 100x project, right? And I think this was about 12 months ago to our customers. And as Will just mentioned on the TA, right? Helium now, from that report to where it is, once it goes to $22, it would officially be a 100x return after that analysis. So, I mean, obviously we're all very happy, but we're even more happy for our customers who are making, I mean, first of all, passive money just mining this, but those who also bought the dip or who actually bought some on exchanges back then at this current level, probably too high, but back then, I mean, as we like to say here at Token Metrics,
we just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
All right, we always want to make sure we just enjoy the 100x returns, right? Because I think this is, I mean, I'm basically now beginning to become a broken record, right? I think this is different from other 100x's because this has actual long-term staying power, right? So for those who follow me on Instagram, I talked about at current prices for Helium, I've made about $6,000 this month just passively mining Helium with just one device here in Austin. Austin actually is a good place to mine Helium, plus the big antenna, right? Which pretty much doubles the amount of rewards you have. But one cool thing I did want to share this. So we share this with our customers in the private alerts channel in the pro plan. So there's this cool website. Actually, it's the Helium website. It's explore.helium.com/hotspots. You can go here and it will actually show you what are the best cities to mine Helium. So if you want to check sorry, just give me 1 second. If you want to check where you are and see what's the best place to mine Helium, there's now a dashboard that shows this, right? So to my surprise, Chicago is number 1. Let me actually zoom in here. So if you're in Chicago, you should be printing money. So Chicago, surprisingly Brooklyn. Brooklyn has more hotspots than New York, followed by San Francisco, Denver, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, London, Philadelphia, and Austin, where I'm based. So Austin is number 10. So, I mean, London is on the rise. So definitely come here, go to your region. Let's go to the next page here. So next, surprisingly, Modesto, California, San Diego, Queens, Toronto, Berlin. So it's getting more international. And as we mentioned, Asia is now beginning to mine as well. So once again, definitely check this page out, explore.helium.com/hotspots. But yeah, so hope that helps.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.